From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Nanjora wa Manjaro. Mini mini mouse. Tufike pale Disney, ribbon shati na blouse. Uliza Tom and Jerry kapati nataka clowns. Ama two stupid dogs, sisi tuko down bet. Nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two. Tuseme nina hope ya you. Vile tuko fi kucheza kama cartoons. Here you go, Pewa balloon, miss Cunningham, I'm your bear balloon. Call it serendipity, villain, I feel so due. Who knew to odd ones could even out the mood. Love TBT kama rapa magoo. Sweet kama pipi shika rapa I do. Si mas kwenda kinki pewa sweetie ya you. Ni mimi ni tekiti role play ni through. So come through, hapo kwangu kama 5+2. You like food, nina wagu in a sick na soup. You want proof, okay maybe ni kanyagu ya chum. Babora time na you, the rest si must to do. To vibe mama. Kama rumba mama, improvise na cham, hamna haraka hata. Mina wewe dada, ni time so tam sana. Songea karibu mama, hii ni just for you. Cause nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two. Tuseme nina hope ya you. Vile tuko free kucheza kama cartoons. Nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two. Tuseme nina hope ya you. Vile tuko free kucheza kama cartoons.
Dexter na Johnny Bravo. Tumekuja na ingine form juvenile. Sijui tukuite superwoman. Baby umeweza kama Kim Possible. Undeniable. Kele tukaue. Ekangu tapye nuwe resident. Na kwa president. Maembe maukamba God nothing on you, yeah. Makwasi masoso ni mewe. Ukangonye kusua. No aisieli ele. Na kwa nina space for you, yeah.
Nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two.
Breakfast for you.
Tuseme nina hope ya you. Vile tuko free kucheza kama cartoons. Nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two. Tuseme nina hope ya you. Vile tuko free kucheza kama cartoons.
Cha baba, cha mama. Kalongolongo nivo. Apana, nivo. Apana, cha mama. Cha baba. Kalongolongo nivo. Apana, nivo. Apana.
Nimepanga nina space ya two. Date kama tunda, breakfast for two.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Caroline Murote, and I'm for Riot Day. It's a beautiful morning outside, and honestly, niliwambia January, it's gonna be a beautiful morning regardless of what's going on. But what's happening today? What's happening is that we are going to have a fantastic show where we're taking care of each other, because today, amongst a few other things, we are talking about our mental health. We are talking about how to stay being a boss babe, how to stay being ambitious, how to get your goals met while taking care of your mental health, because atukosawa guys, we are not okay, and we've not been okay for a while. But today we're just basically saying also, guys, it's okay not to be okay. And that's me quoting the famous words of Jessie J. I'm not gonna sing. I made peace with the fact that is not one of my good talents. It is a talent of mine, but Shower Records. ShowerRecords.com is where you can find my latest hit released every single week without fail, Pale in my house. See me personally. DM me, slide into the DMs so that you can get those Shower Record hits. And honestly, because it's me, it's banger after banger, hit after hit. Like, you know how we do. Like, you already know. Already. If you want to holla at me, you want to holla at us, Power Radio is a place to go to on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram, yeah, where some of you go to catch low self-esteems, guys. But protect your heart. Protect your heart. Like, don't do those things. Don't compare your life with other people's. A bunch of those people are miserable. A bunch of them are doing okay. But the point is, it's not your life. Those are highlights. Those are reels. Please don't be comparing your real life with people's highlights, okay? That is highly unhealthy behavior. Already, we've talked about that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And if you want to talk to me directly, as you should, Caroline_Murote is a place to hit me up on Instagram, Caroline Murote on Facebook and Twitter, and Carol Murote, CAROL on TikTok. And yes, we were ushered into the show by Anticipate by Zenia Manasseh. And then we just have my fave, guys. All the songs are my fave, so it's a problem. It's an issue, but that was Elsa Fanjara and Manasseh Shalom. Is anybody making space for you? I'm a uko single, apana. Let me leave that alone. But this time you're gonna hear from me about this. Are you single? Are you taken? Matter. But honestly, it's a huge part of my personality, basically trolling myself for my relationship status, and the rest of you as well, because misery loves company. So the 28th of February is officially the last day of this month, and guys, Tunanza, we are starting afresh. We're starting afresh because tulisema January was actually the last week of December, and February was for the lovers, right? So for us single people, for me personally, Mimi Kama Caroline Murote, my new year is starting today at midnight, which is tomorrow at midnight. Is it 2 days midnight or tomorrow's midnight? So if it's midnight, is it midnight ya leo? Ama because it's midnight, it means it's the beginning of the next day. These are such deep things. These are the things that just keep me awake at night. Yeah. But basically, guys, starting the New Year's tomorrow, and because you guys didn't want to share your New Year's resolutions, Nisawa, you can start again. That guy is me. I'm a woman who gives people chances. Yeah, some of my exes know. They know. They're like, oh, wow, you want to break my heart again? Come on through. But we've stopped those things. And today, guys, you need to stay tuned in here to Power Radio, because later on today, the Powerpuff Girls, apparently I'm one of them. I wonder which one. We're going to be talking about what women want on today's Power Rap, which is the best way for you to end your week every single Friday. Don't ever say that I don't put you on. Speaking of putting you on, this is the vibe that we are on. Energy by Polaris, Paulina featuring MDQ, and Mayonde, and Dark Skin by Brandy Minor. I'm gonna see you after those good jams.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That's what he said to me. Rudy nyumbani, doesn't matter what you did. Shoka Moshe, that's what he said to me. Rudy nyumbani, doesn't matter what you did. What you did.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Maisha ina stress but sitachoka. Manake mimi staya mimi nyota. Mungu peke ndio mimi nitaogopa. Get back cause unachoma choma choma choma. Daily na meremeta. Form yangu ni kutesa. Usikol kama si pesa. Bade na chipeleka. Inaselela dombola. Mande mana lose composure. We catch flies, not feelings. Leo tuna dance for ceiling. Don't waste my time. Don't miss my energy. Don't kill my vibe. Don't miss my energy. Let's say goodbye. Just fly around with me. Let's spend some time. Just spend some time with me.
Feeling important. Feeling like something is coming all over me. Feel like a soldier. Feel like I'm going to war with the enemy. I've gotten older. I'm very comfortable with my identity. It's never over. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm willing, I'm willing. I'm feeling hypnotized. I'm feeling like a child. I need to realize I'm feeling so alive. I take off my disguise and I get myself the prize. I don't mean to be shy. All I can do is try.
Don't waste my time. Don't miss my energy. Don't kill my vibe. Don't miss my energy. Let's say goodbye. Just fly around with me. Let's spend some time. Just spend some time with me.
Some people search and seek until they find the light. Some people think that everything they think is right. Some people don't believe in peace, they want to fight. Some people not my type. Some people not the vibe. Shangilia, pango yote imepangiliwa. Shida yetu yote tatuliwa. Maisha yetu imebarikiwa. Shangilia, pango yote imepangiliwa. Shida yetu yote tatuliwa. Maisha yetu imebarikiwa.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
You say you like Ologomba. Baby, turn around and pull up to me bumper. Your skin smooth like Jojoba. Ati wanafanya nini? Wanaogopa. Dark skin and not Georgia. Melanin all over. Nobody can boca. Well, they tried sometime back in November. They really didn't think I would remember. Sahi, my confidence in my rise. I never used to be like this before. I used to be so damn insecure. I had to go a dark skin in lana. Haters are working loud. Nothing ever sweet like coco. Get on the dance floor, make them loco. You say you like Ologomba. Baby, turn around and pull up to me bumper. Your skin smooth like Jojoba. Ati wanafanya nini? Wanaogopa. Dark skin and not Georgia. Melanin all over. Nobody can boca. You say you like Ologomba. Baby, turn around and pull up to me bumper. Your skin smooth like Jojoba. Ati wanafanya nini? Wanaogopa. Dark skin and not Georgia. Melanin all
walk, how you talk, it's evident. Black is the beauty, so more for them, so more for them. You are a star, brown skin, una nga, una kill. Oh, show them who you are. You are a star, brown skin, una nga, una kill. Oh, show them who you are. You like a loco, like a loco, mba. You like that toto, like that toto star. You like a loco, like a loco, mba. You like that toto, like that toto star. You like a loco, loco, mba. You like that toto. Like that toto star. You like a logo, loco, mba. You like that toto star. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Welcome back to Sheversations. The time is 21 minutes past 11. And Junie Mimi, we are having a good Friday. If you're here tuned into Sheversations, welcome. If you've been hanging out from the very start of the show, you are the real OG. And honestly, you're having a good day. So if anybody asks what kind of a day you're having a good day because you're here on Sheversations. And Nimisha make a decision for you. So there's no need for you to do the heavy lifting. I'm the one. I do these things already. So let's just walk through some cute African sayings about women that might tickle you. Let's see. The one who keeps a woman's secret should not fall asleep. Okay? If you have kept a woman's secret, don't fall asleep. Like literally just guard it with your life because woo, women will turn on you in a very, very interesting way. A woman is like a hen. She always eats what she has scratched for. Women are hardworking and determined. So in Nigeria too, there's some people who are just like, what about the woman who ate my money? Boy child. Me, by the way, at a misijui. These are just, we're just chatting. I don't have the answers. I have questions sometimes, no answers. Okay, when a woman is hungry, she says, roast something for the children so I can have a bite. But that's also very interesting because a woman might not eat, but if she needs to take care of children, she'll be like, wacha nikule tujin kona watoto. In the sense that a woman always thinks of taking care of others first. Personally, I have experienced this. I've been saying for the longest time, and I've been living alone. Yani singular, mimi peke yangu, me and my four walls. I've been living alone for a long time. And I have a zero interest of cooking for myself. Like zero interest. Like, can I cook? Yes. Do I throw down? Yes. Do I know how to put together some good soul food? Yes, I do. Even if I do say so myself, yes, and yes. Shidaiko, Sonia, like you're letting me know that if I want to have some roasted something, some meat, a stew, like some baked potatoes, a salad, some gravy, like I just want to have like rice and some soup and some veggies, some butternut salad. I'm a salads girly, guys. I grew up way down south, down there under the equator, down under there in Botswana and in Mzansi. So I'm a salads girly because nyama choma was a lifestyle. Nyama choma, a cool drink or cold drink, basically a soda or a very cold juice, like ice on ice, and salads and breads. So that's your typical barbecue meat down south with like maybe some sauces, some mayo, some salad dressing, some ketchup, depending on what else you're accompanying the barbecue with. Yeah? So I'm big on salads. Like mimi, ukinipea food na haina salad, I feel like I'm being deprived. I feel like my life is not complete. So now when I think of making a meal that makes me happy, that's the setup. Like a coleslaw salad, nini ingine, like a beetroot salad. And for me, a salad to be good, it has to be cold. I prefer when it's cold. That's when it's really good. So you should have prepared it. Sa unataka kuniambia, as a woman who lives alone, kila siku niko hapo nikichop. Na shida ni nikiweka vitu kwa fridge zinaharibika, because by the time I get home in the middle of the night, like I've forgotten. Skumbuki kukula. Ama skumbuki ati kulikuwa na salad. Like I just eat whatever is in front of me. And sijui, apparently that's not self-love. But that's just the thing about women, is that we are very intentional when there's people around. Like, ukiwa peke yako, you leave like a piece of cardboard paper yenye imenyeshewa. Like, you have zero concern. That's just me anyways. Like, I really struggle to make full meals for myself. But the minute niko na mgeni, or I'm somewhere in somebody else's house and we need to prepare dinner for whoever is around, like, I'm game, like I'm interested, as long as the ingredients are something that I understand. Like I literally do not mind. Like I like to take my time to nourish people. So yeah, that's the kind of people we are. Alafu he quite interested. Interesting. Kizungu is gone, guys. My English has been struggling for a minute. I think that's a sign to say that we are decolonizing well. So a win is a win. Even the most beautiful woman needs a mirror to check herself. Hey. So is this insecurities or is this self-reflection? Like, yes, pun intended on the reflection part. But is it self-reflection? Is it like, oh, let me just know what I look like? Or is it the most beautiful woman who wakes up knowing that, hey, I'm good, you know? Bado, anajiangalia just to check, am I still beautiful? Is my nose still cute? Are my eyes still popping? Is like, bado na give, ama? And women are very interesting, because a woman will hands down, me being woman, me being woman, and the rest of you, mnajijua, be like, how do I look? How do I look? Like 26 times. Like, girl, what do you want us to tell you? We told you the first 73 times. Why are you asking us 60 more times how you look? Shida inakuanga wapi. But anyways, they say women are flowers, and flowers love to be, okay, we love to look at flowers. Do flowers have perception that they're being looked at and gazed at with beauty? Do we objectify flowers, guys? Are flowers objects? Are plants objects? Let me stop being deep. Inisaidi. Hi, Inisaidi. Okay. A woman can hide her love for 9 years, but cannot hide her anger for a day. Yay. Be very careful. Be very careful. Na ya mwisho, a man who refuses to listen to his wife will end up listening to the rain lick through the roof. Yeah. She told you to fix it, but no, you know better. That's a thing. I have seen that growing up in my parents' house. I have seen that when I'm around couples. I have seen that in my experiences with guys around me. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Next thing, disaster. And then you don't want to be told I told you. So please listen to us, guys. Gentlemen, tafadhali, please listen to women. They know what they're saying, okay? All right. So right about now, we're about to dive into an interesting conversation. Yeah, but before we do, we're gonna hear Kanyoni from Barbara Wangui and Nikomaju by Fee, and then we're gonna get back into it. I hope that you're excited, and whatever feedback you have, Power Radio and Caroline_Murote. Okay, I'm waiting for your feedback.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.
You used to call me your little bird. Kanyoniga kwa kainaga. For when your spirit sank low, I'd sing them off the floor for you. The other buddies, yeah, they told me they saw you watching from the balcony. We want to bring you up here to help us with the cheer of life. You said no, you never sang, you didn't know and didn't want to. And so we wrote a song for you. We wrote it in a day or two. A song about birds that watch other birds sing tunes. And it goes ooh,
like to try to sing? Would anybody really listen then? What if it wasn't that great? Or maybe it's too late to learn something new. The other buddies will be listening, and they will help you in a heartbeat. We want to bring you up here to help us with the cheer of life. We watched you close your eyes, spread your wings, get ready to fly. And you sang, ooh. And we joined. This is a song I wrote for you. I hope you're somewhere out there listening to your little bird and all the other birds sing tunes.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.
Si kumbe wanga sweta, kumbe hukuweza ningori. But I'ma call you later, tell you all about it. Nina mismo tura, smoky pasua, avocado ya group of schools. Cause it tastes different out here, and I miss you when you're not here. Mimi ni koma juu, flying, grinding. Tell you when I come through. Oh na 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 na, oh na na. Mimi ni koma juu, flying, grinding. Tell you when I come through. Oh na 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 na, oh na na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Aki Wendy, ningekuletea fenti, si ati ni juicy pendi, bagi imejaa, nimetumwa na watu wengi. To my lover and my sons, I'll be home soon. Nina miss tukilala in the afternoon. After church tukipiti ya Kikuyu. Can't wait to come home and hold you. Mimi niko majuu, flying, grinding. Tell you when I come through. Oh na 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 na, oh na na. Mimi niko majuu, flying, grinding. Tell you when I come through. Oh na 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 na, oh na na. Yeah, 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 I miss you, I miss you, I miss you every day I'm away.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Power Radio with myself, Miss Caroline Murote. This is Sheversations. The time is 25 minutes to the top of the hour, half past for Friday. And Kamakawa, you must be having a good day because you're here chilling with me. That was Kanyoni by Barbara Wangoing and Nikoma Jew by Fee. And like I told you, Leo Tunangelela mental health. Today we are talking about what's actually going on with the girlies, yeah? And what's a good way, what are good ways to cope with your mental health? Now, my question to you is, when is the last time you did a mental health check? Self-reflection, yani sitting with yourself in the quiet of the night. Wacha niseme tu usiku because during the day I feel like there's a lot of distractions, but if that's a thing that you have privilege to do, to just have personal space to yourself somewhere completely quiet, take out a notebook, have something to sip on, some water, some juice, some uji, whatever it is, and have a notebook and a pen right in front of you, and then literally think about yourself, like, how am I doing? And write that down. Am I happy? Write that down. Am I content? Write that down. How do I know that I am content? How do I become content? Yani, what are those things that bother to this and that and that and that is met? I know for a fact that I am actually content. So that's actually my assignment for you guys, is just to sit with yourselves and just do a self-reflection on, am I okay? And then who can I talk to if I'm actually not okay? If you're not sure how you're feeling, find somebody who really knows you. Not somebody you know, somebody who knows you. Somebody who tells you the truth, somebody who's not interested in just keeping you happy, but somebody who's more interested in keeping you healthy, because sometimes the people that keep us happy don't necessarily keep us healthy. Do you understand? Because Mimi, if you listen to me and you listen to the things that make me happy, for example, tell me you had an endless supply of food for me particularly. And it was based on my cravings and my fancies. Kila siku, I'd be eating custard and pudding and buttercream cake, cheesecake. Kila siku, do you get? That's literally what I will be eating. Salted caramel cake. Kila siku, I'll be eating pizza, a whole bunch of sauces and a whole bunch of meats. Roasted, baked, I don't care. And cold meats and sandwiches, club sandwiches, yani. Snackety snacks. Yes, so picture a fancy continental breakfast, like fancy buffet at a really nice hotel where they have proper prestige catering. Yes, and you're going there for an event, and this event is 1 month old. The kind of food, 1 month old, 1 month long. The kind of food that you would be served. So if you had access to this kind of food and you wanted to make me happy, that's what you'd be feeding me every single day. But would that have me healthy? No. So also learn to differentiate between people that make you happy and people that keep you healthy, because those are different people. They're people that make you feel good. And sometimes we mistake people that make you feel good for people that are good for you. Because a lot of the time, depending on how your self-awareness is, a lot of people that are healthy for you will make you very uncomfortable, because health requires discipline. And in the areas where you don't have discipline, best believe if you're happy, you're probably not healthy. Repeat after me. In the areas where you struggle with discipline, in the areas where you lack discipline, if you're probably happy, you're most likely not healthy. Okay? If I am physically unfit, come on, Mimi, the way, oh my God, my heart, the way it fights, the way it screams, every time I see stairs, I'm like, listen, I am a freedom fighter, because at this point, I am fighting for my life. I am fighting for my life. I am fighting for the lives of all those people that need me and my awesomeness in their lives, because if I drop down dead, y'all will not be okay. So when I'm going up the stairs, I'm fighting for all of us. Like me and Wangari Maathai, same. Me and Miriam Makeba, same. Me and the Black Panthers, like, do you get? On that solidarity, like, that's how I feel when I'm walking up the stairs, because wow, we need to fix that. We need to fix that ASAP. So if I'm in situations where I'm not being challenged, I'm probably very happy. Mimi, ukiniambia there's an elevator there, let me tell you, I'm taking the elevator and I'm not thinking about it. If you tell me there's an escalator versus the stairs, I'm like, of course escalator. How is this even a question? How is this even a choice? There's nothing to think about. Duh. That makes me happy, because I don't want to have to put in the work. I don't want to have to put in the work. But somebody that's good for me is going to make me uncomfortable because they're going to drag me up the stairs. They're going to tell me, no elevators, no escalators. We're going to take the long route. We're going to take I actually like walks. Funny enough, I really, really like walking long distances. I don't know what that is. Well, my heart is and my lungs are not fighting for their lives, I guess. So that's a healthy way for me to exercise, yeah? But the point is, anybody that's going to come and challenge me to be physically fit beyond the level that I am interested in engaging in is not going to make me happy. So a lot of the time, the things that make us happy, even though we have glamorized and romanticized this language, is not what's healthy for us. We like to talk about boundaries and safe spaces and people that are good for your heart. Guys, let me tell you, like, I know some of you have not found out the good news that Jesus is Lord and Savior. That's me. That's my personal opinion. That's the hill that I choose to die on every single day, anywhere, anytime. That's my testimony. That's what I'm confessing. Do you understand? Like, my Bible tells me, right? It says, the heart is deceitful above all things. Above all things. So it's so interesting to me from my perspective that the organ, the sentiments that come with our feelings, our mind, our emotions, that's what we call the heart, like how you're really feeling, that heart feeling, that gut feeling, that conviction that you feel, it's coming from deep inside here, in the chest. Sometimes the things that make you happy are not healthy things. A lot of it is escapist. So I'm sorry, I'm here to pop your bubble and let in some sunshine, because sometimes when you're struggling also, you just like to coop yourself in whatever it is that's comfortable. And a baby girl, baby boy, let me tell you, that's not good for you. That's not good for you. So actually put yourself out there and expose yourself to a lot of uncomfortable conversations, uncomfortable situations, as if physical fitness is what you're looking for, if emotional health and emotional fitness is what you're looking for, you're going to have to do some difficult, uncomfortable, very unpleasant work. So just because it makes you happy doesn't mean that it's healthy. And that's a word, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to quote me. And yes, so we're going to have a guest in the building in a quick minute. But before that, we're going to have Casio by Bridget Blue, because I want you to think about your life in one for you by a fee. Boys and girls, this is for you. So enjoy.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Our radio.
Some days you feel like the world is on fire. Some days you feel like you're swimming and flying. Some days you wake up and you don't feel like you wanna chase what you don't see. But some days you feel like you're floating up high. So how about you try this time? Lifting up your head and sing out. What more than I see, there's more inside of me. Just lift up your voice and say, nitajaribu tena kesho, nitaamka upya na nisonge, hata wakipenda kunivunja, mambo yakizidi unga, sitashindwa kujivuta, kesho naamka upya, kesho naamka upya. Some days I know that you think of surviving, but you sleep and wake up and don't feel like fighting. But there's space in your soul to keep wanting more, to desire to soar. But some days you know that their words, they mean nothing. So how about you try this time? Lifting up your head and say, what more than I see, there's more inside of me. Just lift up your voice and say, nitajaribu tena
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Our radio.
This is Hendrix Sound.
Misikatai, unanidai, akiwalahi, ninaogopa sitadinai. I want you to lie, ni vile I'm trying to find good love, baby, baby. I'll be the one for you. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. If you wait for me, I don't need nobody else. I'm trying to find good love, baby, maybe, and I'll be the one for you, baby, maybe, I'll be the one for you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Our radio.
Oh, welcome back to Sheversations. The time is 10 minutes to 1:30 the day. And as you can see, I'm not alone. I'm joined by a phenomenal woman, a powerful woman. Today is Friday, and we shout out powerful women. And yeah, she just told me the name that she goes by. Please introduce yourself to the peoples.
Hello everyone, happy Friday. My name is Kharay, and such an honor to be here. So excited about this conversation.
I'm the one that's honored.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a good old time, guys, because this is Sheversations. This is a space where we amplify women's voices. We just love to tell women's stories, and I don't think that there's a better person to, dive into this mental health conversation, into this boss girl, powerful woman, and like I'm putting things out there. There's nobody better, I think you're somebody whose resume speaks for itself. Yeah. So going into that, like what do you do to pay the taxes? What do you do? How does the government know you? Because kuna your personal friends and family. But out here when you're trying to, like, oh, nimesoma, I have achievements. Like, how do people know you? What are the hats that you wear?
Oh wow. I'm one of those people who wear many hats.
Yes.
So I'm a creative.
Okay, beautiful.
I come up with creative concepts. I run an organization that primarily does that.
Yeah.
But we also do event management for corporates.
Okay.
We also do storytelling through various platforms. I'm an author, and I'm also a curator of Pit Stop Forum. So those are some of the many hats that I wear.
So we're gonna go back to the organization. So what's the organization? Shine.
Okay, so the organization is called Bluegrass Solutions.
Okay.
And so what we do is we operate under 3 key pillars.
All right.
So we have storytelling, we have now the creative part, and then we have what we call collaboration and community.
Okay.
Because we're all about building community and just working cohesively with other like-minded people.
Right.
Yes.
Beautiful. Makes sense that we should have this conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because here on Sheversations, we are all about community. We're all about the girlies and also the gents. The gents, you know, they learn a lot here. They participate, so we love that. Okay, so you said that you're an author.
Yes.
Yes, but before we even get into the serious things, when did you start to write? Like the very first time you, aside from ile ABCD na hizo za walimu, when did you write something that was not required of you? And you're like, wow, this is just mine.
Can I tell you, that question runs deep. Like, I've felt that question for as long as I can remember. And I was even told this by my parents that I've always been a writer.
Oh, wow.
And so it's no wonder that in school, and I'll date myself, I don't know if people still do composition, but composition was like my favorite subject.
Yeah,
and I was that student who would always get 29 out of 30. You know, the teacher is there like, I don't want to give you, right? Like, I'm just denying you that one point.
Because you can't give you everything.
Yeah, and then
the haters.
Thank you. Like, I need you to improve. And then like, So I've always been writing. And what I realized is that writing has always been the way I express myself the best.
Beautiful.
So I write to communicate.
Yes.
I also write to decompress. And I write to process and make sense of everything I'm going through.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. My favorite part is to process, to decompress, because expressing yourself, a lot of us know how to express ourselves. But I always like to ask, is this healthy? Because people think because it's self-expression, that just because it's your truest. Is it healthy? Because if I don't like you and I come and start cursing at you, I have expressed myself.
True.
But is that healthy?
Yeah.
So I feel like writing is such a safe, beautiful, keyboard warriors were Twitter. Comment section ya TikTok, one side. We put those ones on one WhatsApp, we put them aside. But I feel like writing, and I have experienced it as well, because I think I can relate with your childhood experiences of always having a pen, a book somewhere, to the point where it's like, what are you always writing? Shideko happy.
I know, but it's like how you're processing your day. Then I remember there's a season, and I found that diary long ago where I would write and not leave any space. So that then if anyone takes that book, you won't understand. So the writing is tiny, no space.
Same.
Because I'm getting, like, it's my world. So please do not.
It's not your business.
It's not your business.
When you were younger, did you have the ones that locked, even though they were irritating?
No, I didn't have that, because I was so afraid, what if I lose the key? What if the key gets stuck?
Oh my goodness.
And I can't go back to... It's almost like, and you bear me witness to this, it's like you enter another world.
Yes.
So I'm there like, Kharay needs to go and go on with the story. And I know at times when we say writing, sometimes people go to the extreme of Dear Diary.
Yeah.
Today I woke up. No.
That's what they saw on TV.
Yeah, but it's not that. And
Yeah.
that's why I love what you are saying, that it helps you process. And before I go lash out at someone, when you put it in writing, I'm able to then come back and look, and I'm there like, so this thing that had me stressed out or worked up is really not that bad.
It's not.
Because the writing helps you also make sense of the chaos, make sense of your emotions. Because at times we don't have language for what we are feeling.
True.
But if I'm able to just release my anger on paper, I'm able to see, okay, I'm really angry. What am I going to do about it?
Yes.
As opposed to just flying off and just, punching guys or getting lost in drinking and just other things that are not healthy.
I love that so much. When I was, I think around 12, I was a typical teenager. And I had the privilege of being raised by a very liberal mom who let me express myself. So typically what most Africans would be like, hey, mama ko ni mzungu, because we don't talk to African mothers like that. I could tell my mom, I think that's crazy. That makes no sense to me. Yeah, typical Kikuyu woman
Okay,
from
imagine
Murang'a.
I'm feeling very played. Like, what?
I'm sorry. Don't worry, we'll find something. There's always another problem somewhere.
Are you serious?
Yeah, life, they say one of my favorite things is life, no balance. So I promise you there's something you'll say and I'm like, no, now they played me.
I know.
Yeah, but basically in
so
my journal, thank you. So I wrote how I was feeling because, you know, me being able to say that I'm upset with my mom. So then now I would journal and I found this much data in my 20s and I was like, you were so angry. This is not even a reflection of how you feel about your mom. And I was so glad that was in the book and that never came out of my mouth, because how I felt in that moment was not even a reflection of how I actually felt. Which is why I don't even trust feelings. Like you know you feel something, but for example, anger that tells me to punch you in the nose.
Yeah.
It's a feeling and it's mine and it's valid, it's real.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to trust that. So I think writing is a conversation with yourself where you're able to put the most human and carnal parts down.
Yeah.
And then you step out and then maybe the version that's looking down is mature.
But you know what is so amazing about what you've said? Like, I'm
Yes.
sitting here and I'm kind of like getting goosebumps because I'm there like, even the thought of writing that, like what you're saying, you wrote that I'm angry at my mom.
I said I hate this woman, and I went on to narrate why, and it was just an argument. I was just a teenager. Teenagers feel so much.
But you know what I love about that?
Yes.
And it may not be common to a lot of people, especially if you're African listening to this, is that you had the freedom to do that. Because a lot of people, the fear of even writing it, it's almost like, what if I am caught?
Now it's,
and I'll be beaten.
Hate
like,
speech.
Yeah, that would be like the end of my life. Yeah. And they're like, what are you talking about? What I find is that a lot of us were talked out of our emotions.
Oh my goodness.
So then what happens is, I'm an adult,
yes.
So I'm basically behaving like an adult throwing tantrums,
yes.
like a toddler.
An adult
because
teenager.
I don't have language. So what do you tell toddlers? You're always there like, use your words. If you cry, I can't hear and I can't help you.
You need to communicate.
Yes. So we have adults who are responding. I don't know how to express myself.
Yes.
So I'll either pout and go to the corner,
yes.
or give people silent treatment,
yeah.
or I'll go drown myself in substance or addiction on social media.
Yeah.
And so for you having that space, you may not have told her,
yes.
but at such a tender age, coming to terms with this emotion is called anger. This emotion is called, not many people can even
pinpoint. They don't know how to name what they're feeling, the awareness of what emotion that is privilege. And what makes me sad is that how is just knowing how you're feeling privilege? And that makes me think about our systems, the communal systems we have, because I'm a big fan of the African story. I'm a big fan of our stories and not history as it is written down, because there's a lot of interruption and a lot of untrue information that's in there. And I don't think that that's how it was, because if the reason why it's hard to trace a lot of our different and very diverse African stories is because most of it was verbal. It was communicated orally. And through life, through symbols, drawings, dances, and that's how you knew who you were. That's how you knew the stories of your people. And it's so interesting that now we don't know how to express ourselves, and the way we do is toxic. So it's literally the opposite of how we originally were.
Absolutely.
Yes, and it makes me think about the conversations that we need to have in order for us to, first of all, understand that there's a problem. Just knowing you're not okay in the first place, not being in denial, not repressing, not suppressing, and just being able to have honest conversations like, as a nation, are we okay? Because that's what we're here to talk about. Like, for the girls, are we actually okay? Like, are we fine?
You said something very interesting. If you look at where we came from,
yes.
Unfortunately, when we were in a hurry to emulate the West, you know how they say you throw the water with the baby.
Yes,
there's that saying.
Yes.
And so what we did is that we were made to believe that the structures we had were outdated and they're shady.
We were forced to
Thank you.
beaten and killed to believe that.
Thank you. But it was very, to your point, conversational. But then when you said, as a nation, do we know if we're okay?
Yes.
I keep saying a nation is collective. Who is a nation? A nation is made up of individuals. So I'm all about, do I know if I'm okay?
Yes.
So when we get granular and we think of, how do I empower you today? How do I ensure that I have the right language, the right tools? Then we are on the way to making progress.
Beautiful.
Secondly, what are these narratives that we've been fed?
Yes.
To the place where they've informed culture. And yet it's actually trauma reactions.
Wow. Collective trauma.
Thank you. That now we take it and each community has their trauma, which we are now calling culture. But when you dig deeper, you're there like, this happened. You didn't have a name for PTSD.
Yes.
You didn't have a name for depression. You didn't have a name. So what did you call it? You made it a directive. As this community, we do this and this. Or this community, our men are known as this. So we are labeling people from a place of trauma or because they were on survival mode. So there is a lot of unlearning and to say, can we understand where this originated from? And so as we are doing it at a community level, can we bring it closer home to our families?
Yes.
We always label our siblings. Oh, you're the quiet one. For a very long season in my life, I was always quiet. Like I was hidden, I was shy, I had low self-esteem.
Okay.
So if you ask my siblings now, they're like, wow.
We don't know what happened.
Yeah,
she's
changed. Making up for all the years she was silent.
Yeah.
But I never used to talk. I used to hide, like it was bad, But then you're branded. You go for gatherings, guys are there like, oh, that's how she never talks.
Uyo ongeangi.
Yeah, haongeangi.
Yeah.
Uyo anakuanga kisirani.
Yeah.
What does that do to you?
Yeah. It affirms that.
Thank you.
You become what you hear. You are what you eat. So even verbally.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So just being cognizant of the things we are saying.
Yes.
And understanding where it stemmed from. So was it a parent who gave you that place from a place of unprocessed emotions? So they were speaking from anger, and it has now been perpetuated and become a thing.
It's your personality, it's your identity now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so the way we chose to cope with this anger, because remember we couldn't talk back at a parent, was maybe drinking.
Yes.
So now we've started a chain where people say, oh, it's hereditary. No, it's not.
Yeah.
They just need to learn proper coping mechanisms.
True.
It's not a family thing that, oh, in that family they're alcoholics, in this family. So there's just a lot. And that's what irks me.
Yes.
And it all boils down to, let's be human. Let's first of all look at the person as, hey, are you okay?
Yeah.
Then if you're not okay, what are you dealing with?
Yeah.
Before I judge you and cancel you and
dismiss you as like,
Absolutely.
Okay. There's so much to unpack there. But you said something about origins. And yes, now going back to your origin story.
Okay.
Yes, and you being this girl who was always, writing down something. So now that's resulted into something that most adults would take seriously, because as a child they're like, she's just like that. Yeah. Yes, and now you're an author. Yes, so please tell us about that part of yourself. Tell us about your book, tell us about that process. How did you get to that space where you're like, now I'm going to put this down, I'm going to publish, and this is what I want to tell the world?
Awesome, thank you for that question.
You're welcome.
Basically, my authorship started in 2020.
Okay.
You'd asked me that earlier. And so it started with a devotional, which is 100 days, right?
Oh, okay.
And so it's something I've been mulling over. And guys, mulling over is a nice way of saying procrastinating and doing nothing forever.
But like finally,
Kesho, I imagine we have time. What's the hurry?
We can all relate. Yeah. I'm starting my year tomorrow. March. You
Happy
said
New Year.
January was. Thank you. It was the last. January was the last session of December. February was for the lovers. I'm single, so I'm like, twenze tutena.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we've been mulling over beginning the year.
Yeah, but we're getting there.
Yes.
And so I finally got it off. But then what I didn't anticipate is a community created around that book, right? And so that birthed a movement called First 100 Days.
Oh, wow.
Where more than 150 people came together in 6 nationalities.
Okay.
But then right off the bat of that, in 2022, I had started doing a couple of speaking engagements.
Okay.
And every time the need would be, oh, mental health, people are dealing with a lot, right? And so that birthed the book on mental health.
Okay.
Which, to be honest, I was the last person on planet Earth who would ever think I'd have a book on mental health. I knew nothing about it. And so it was just from interest. I was there like, okay, let me begin this journey.
Yes.
When that book was released, it just took a life of its own. But then what I began realizing is that as people were engaging with the book, I kept seeing all these gaps, that people didn't have language, people were still afraid of openly sharing what they're really going through. And then once they did, it felt like every time I went to speak, I've done an open heart surgery on people and told them, utakuwa sawa, kunywa hiyo Panadol kesho.
You're bleeding, but it's fine.
Imagine, you'll be okay.
Band-aids on cancerous wounds.
Yeah, because what happened is people were hearing for the first time, oh, that's what I've been dealing with. You've given me a name. That's childhood trauma. Someone else is there like, what? That's what it is.
Oh my God, I have anxiety. I have depression. I'm not like, I have, now they're able to identify.
Yeah.
That's traumatizing in itself.
It is.
Like, I'm not okay.
All this time. And I thought I've been downing pills and this is what it is. But then you've walked away. So thanks for showing me I'm not okay. But then you've left me with nothing.
Yeah.
And so when I saw that gap, I knew there was a need to go deeper.
Wow.
And I'll create a book that has tools. It's a workbook that people are able to work through first individually. Because then the assumption is that we all like group settings. I'm the kind of person, if it's personal, let me process it alone back to our writing. Before you put me in a group. So, Kharay, how are you feeling today? I'm there like, wow, ignoring you because I'm not answering that question.
Even me, I haven't figured it out. Or it's too much.
Let me just internalize alone.
Right.
And so that's what birthed now the writing of the book, which was released in January, which is called Breathe, You're Going to Be Okay.
Yes.
And the whole premise was a lot of people now are cognizant of the fact that they're not okay.
Yeah.
And they need to maybe start therapy. But the reality is therapy is still, the cost is still prohibitive for a lot of people.
It's expensive.
It is. So the average cost is like 4-5.
Yeah.
And then they say, up until session 10 is when the therapist at least knows what we are dealing with, right?
Yes.
But then that's a lot, right?
You're asking for a lot after taxes, guys.
I know.
I don't even have time.
Yeah, and sadly that's seen as a luxury where it's not.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
And so the book is all this.
Yes.
And essentially it's like a one-off therapy session.
Okay.
But it gives you everything. You're able to begin working through stuff so that should you then choose to go for therapy, you're probably doing the tail end because now you're very clear on what you're dealing with and you've begun working through some of these exercises.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So you self-therapized, if that's a word, yourself. You're like, listen,
self-assess. Yes.
I'm going to be my own doctor because and also I feel like that is so empowering because yes, I could have somebody hold my hand, but just in case I don't want to do that or I don't have access to that, I'm enough.
Absolutely.
You know, I just need a bit of information.
Yeah.
And I think that's what that's what literature like this does.
Absolutely, because we also realize, and I love where you started with this because I feel like this is a full circle moment. Our our culture long ago allowed us to always be in small groups. We are sharing
community.
Like people, thank you, didn't bottle things in, But now we're in a day and age where I have 10,000 followers, but I don't know who I can call when I'm in dire straits or when I'm going through something. So then you tell me go for therapy. I'm there like, cheers, I'm going. I get there and I'm there like, awkward. So
Stranger.
Here you are, asking me, tell me about you. How are you feeling? I'm like, first, I kind of like don't trust you. Like, who might you be? Yeah. And then now you want to enter my bedroom, my inner club. I'm like, homie, how about you remain there? I vet you for another 5 years, then we can get
We need like 6 more days
Thank you.
or something.
Yeah, and so it's daunting having to open up in front of someone. Yeah, you feel like you're being stripped. Yeah.
Yes.
And so this allows you to kind of like begin understanding that, because it's uncomfortable. Let me be honest, right? And so let me get uncomfortable when I'm alone.
Yeah.
So that at least when I'm coming to you, I'm not feeling it's like, haha, you're on that spot. Yeah. So that for me was a full premise. And I keep saying, in that season when I had low self-esteem and I was going through like a lot.
Yeah.
This is a book I needed, but the book wasn't there.
I love that so much because clearly I'm a media girly. We're here where I'm talking for a living, which is my favorite. Other than writing and reading, talking is my favorite thing to do.
You're so good at it.
Thank you. And I used to want to see certain things on TV because I was raised with a particular value system, and there are things that I was like, why isn't there more of this? So how I'm gonna fix this is that when I grow up, I'm gonna breach that gap.
No way, for real?
Yes. So I feel like it's the same thing. What I needed, and I was like, I used to say that. I was 16 and I said, when I grow up, I'm gonna make content that 16-year-old me wants to listen to on radio, wants to see on TV. And I feel like that's the same thing you've done with this book. And that's Yes. And something else, because you talked about being stripped, you know, you're being exposed. I think a lot of people can relate because if you've experienced this, I had a session where I was not okay at all. A bunch of things were happening. I was in campus and this was about 2018. I had lost my mom.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Thank you. And I wasn't able to process, you know, and there was a lot of academic drama. There was just a lot of drama, you know, and I was struggling to even, you know, proceed with my schoolwork. So I went to the school counselor, and she's also a qualified therapist as well. So not just a counselor, but she's very qualified. And I was in there for 3 hours and she asked me, tell me everything. I don't feel weird about telling somebody everything. I might not trust you, but the expression part of it, I will do easy.
Okay.
So I was there for 3 hours, crying and crying and crying. And I promise you, I didn't go back because that was just too much.
Oh, for real?
Yes. So that's a real thing of, I didn't mind telling you, but now I have to carry my shame. Now I feel like I've just left all my nakedness with you. So this is something that people need.
So I don't know how to face you. I don't know if the next time I come here, you're going to judge me based off what I told you.
Yes.
And then also there's a feeling of, this is the first time in my life I've given voice to some of these things that are within me, right?
Yes.
And so there's also pressure from, whether it's direct or subtle, from society where hizo vitu hatuongeangi nje. Hizo vitu ni unajiambia, unapeleka kwa Mungu. Like there are all these solutions, but I'm there like, but no. Like let it. I saw a sign once, and I think it was of a delivery truck. Yeah?
Yes.
And it was written behind, this is designed to carry heavy things and loads, not your heart or your mind. And I felt that.
Wow.
And so there are so many people.
Trucks are deep nowadays. What's going on?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And so there's a place where I remember we had a mental health summit.
Yes.
And this lady came to one of the psychologists and she was there like, okay, how are you? How can I help you? Mm-hmm. And a whole hour just cried. And she said like, I didn't know that's all I needed. So there's a lot of heaviness we are carrying. Mm-hmm. And so for me, it's, and I don't know if you're like me, based on the movies and the narrative that's out there, it's almost like the therapist is a scary person. So even going for therapy, you kind of feel, because what makes me so sad is, I wish you felt like I can go back again.
Yeah.
But many people are there like, whoo, I went once. And then maybe also it was a realization of, you know what? And I'll be honest, whether it's when I was writing the book or sitting in different spaces, let's be honest, there are times it's easier where you're there like, you know what? Nimefika mbali hivi. I've come this far on survival mode. Yeah. Imagine I'm okay. Imagine.
If I haven't died this far, kinda.
Yeah. But I tell guys, when you begin doing the work, you literally feel like a load has been lifted off you.
True.
And even your countenance changes. People are there like, what's with the glow? Yeah. Because you don't realize, I keep saying, sometimes you don't realize how traumatized you are until people are shocked by the things you've normalized.
Yes.
There are people are there like, but how is that normal in your world?
That's not okay.
Because you've carried it for so long.
Yes.
You've convinced yourself, it's okay for me to be angry all the time. Yeah. It's okay for me to not talk to people. Yeah. It's okay for me to never shed a tear and many other
people
things.
Reject me, so it's fine if that's just normal. Yeah. That's going to happen to me eventually. Yeah.
It's not. Yeah. I'm unlovable. I don't deserve. No.
Yes.
Let's strip that and go to the origin of that lie.
Beautiful.
And I keep saying, for you to believe in yourself,
yes,
what is the word at the heart of the word believe. A lie. To believe in yourself, you need to expose the lie that is causing you not to believe in yourself, to have confidence, and to know that, hey, you know what? I can be healed. Hey, I can start this journey. Hey, this is not how my story ends. Yeah. And I keep telling guys, anyone who has grown up with me, even I get shocked. I'm like, how am I an author? How am I doing all this?
Yes.
That person quiet, who was afraid of people, now standing in. So I keep telling guys, don't let people define you and tell you who you need to be.
Please. I love that so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a cute mental health break because that's the theme. So we're just going to jump into one of our jams. This is Ombi by Shani, and then we're going to get back into this conversation.
Awesome.
Yes, we'll see you guys in just a bit.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio. Shani, you already know. Stay stacked up, thinking it's my charm. Now I know your truth is where freedom begins. I'm prayed up, now I can define it again. Willpower never won any war, so I know to get to you I gotta get on the floor. Shida zangu, yeah, I've been here before. Lakini kitu gani kweli ni ngumu for my lord. Maombi ni ibada na magoti ndiyo njia kukupata. Daily nipate nikisala, maisha yangu mina kupa wetawala. Say maombi ni ibada na magoti ndiyo njia kukupata. Daily nipate nikisala, maisha yangu mina kupa wetawala. Ombi langu faraja, imani yangu ibada, neema yako msaada. Ombi langu faraja, imani yangu ibada, neema yako msaada. Faraja, faraja, ibada, ibada, msaada, msaada. Faraja, faraja, ibada, ibada, msaada, msaada. Flow ya Aroniko underway. Ninachofanya una bless my way. Wani mwangaza even when the clouds are gray. Wanirudisha hata nikigo astray. Nisi worry, mina pray. Very early, a killer day. On the daily, mi nita set my alarm. Mina jenga na wewe na your foundation ni firm. Maombi ni ibada na magoti ndiyo njia kukupata. Daily nipate nikisala, maisha yangu mina kupa wetawala. Say maombi ni ibada na magoti ndiyo njia kukupata. Daily nipate nikisala, maisha yangu mina kupa wetawala. Ombi langu faraja, imani yangu ibada, neema yako msaada. Ombi langu faraja, imani yangu ibada, neema yako msaada. Faraja, faraja, ibada, ibada, msaada, msaada. Faraja, faraja, ibada, ibada, msaada, msaada. Ombi langu ni wewe, ombi ni wewe, ni wewe, ombi langu, ombi ni wewe. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Already. Welcome back to Sheversations. The time is 19 minutes past 12, and 12 here is half past the day. So we don't say 12 noon, sijui half past 12. We say half past the day because that's how I've coined 12 noon. Yes, like so that. It's half past the day. So a happy 20 minutes past half past the day to everybody that's watching. And we've been having such an insightful conversation with Kharay about just figuring out if we're okay, and now we want to look into in which areas. So being a boss lady, being a girl who's on top of business, being an entrepreneur, just in 9 to 5, a creative hustle culture. what are ladies dealing with? You know, because you wear many hats. But being a woman, there's always a hat that you haven't even spoken about, because most likely if you've chosen to be in the family life where there's a partner involved, there's children involved, then that's another hat that you may not even talk about all the time, but it's just always there. So what does a good balance look like for somebody who's out there making things happen in their career and just balancing all of that and being okay? I know that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll try and answer it in a couple of different ways. First, I chuckled when you said hustle culture, entrepreneur, then you said 9 to 5. I'm like, 9 to 5? You mean 9 to 3 a.m.? Like there is no, that's...
boundaries.
Yeah. Like it's like you're on call 24/7.
Yes.
But to answer your question, first of all, I think the one thing already, even when we say that find balance, balance is not something you find. It's not like I've lost money, I've lost... are you getting?
That's profound.
So already in that phrase, when you say you need to find balance, you're adding to my pressure.
Oh my goodness.
And you're adding to my list of 500 things.
It's mental load, it's mental work.
Now I have to find balance. I mean, I'm already struggling, trying to juggle all these things.
Yeah.
Now you've added something. So the way I love looking at it is create balance.
Oh, beautiful.
It's a lifestyle. It's a mind shift. So for me to have balance and to be able to wear all these hats, for me, what helped, and I don't know if this may help someone, sit down, and remember in school when we used to do lowest common denominator.
Yes.
Do not be deceived, viewers. I was not the best in maths, but I do know the terminologies.
I barely remember those things.
So lowest common denominator, right? And so what you do is look at your life, because the reality is in different life stages, you will have, balance will look different.
True.
If you're in the life stage where you have I was going to say new children, you have newborns, right? You may not, balance may be a myth, just because your child demands of you. You may be in a life stage where, yes, your kids have grown up, or maybe you don't even have children, but your career is demanding.
Yes.
Maybe you're taking care of elderly parents.
Yes.
Maybe you're taking care of siblings. And so that just keeps adding on to you. So first it's to look at the season you're in your life and see what are the things that demand my attention.
Right.
Once you've identified them, which are the ones that need me to physically be there or to really have a grasp on.
Wow.
Because what you realize as women, there are many things we can delegate.
Yes.
But society makes us feel like
you're not good enough.
Na uko lazy, unakuanga mvivu, unajua huyo madam. And they're like, no, sweetie, honey, don't die trying to be a hero to people who really don't care about you. No. There's nothing glamorous as looking when you're burnt out, when you have dark eye circles, when you're frazzled, when you're always irritable because you're not getting enough sleep.
Yes.
Absolutely nothing.
Yes.
And there's no shame in saying I did nothing. And I'm talking about that from someone who believed I always have to be busy.
Yeah.
And so I used
your
to
value
work.
came in doing.
Thank you.
Yes.
I used to work round the clock. I'm not eating well. I'm not sleeping well. And for me, that was a badge of honor.
Strong woman.
Yeah. They're like, look at me.
How much can I suffer? Woman enough.
Thank you. And they're like, no. And so first, establish all the roles that demand your attention and then prioritize them. Everything cannot be a priority. If everything is a priority, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
You're not the guy for the job. You can't be the guy for the job for everything.
For everything, yeah. And then order your priorities. I always call it the PFA. There are things that are priority.
Yes.
Then there are things that you will need to ignore. Then there are things you focus on.
Okay.
So be very clear on that.
Okay.
So find that balance and then find out, what do I need to fill my cup? Sadly, what we do is we prioritize everything, but then we realize we are running on empty.
Yes.
What are the things that fill your cup? So that if I'm required, for example, I'm an author, I'm in a season of writing, then I'm going to market the book and do all speaking engagements.
Yes.
Then we have an event coming up. Then I'm required here because this and this is happening in the family. I need to look and say, okay, what are the things that make me happy but also fill my cup?
Yes.
So I love music, I'll go for concerts, I'll go for movies. I will take a rest day, maybe I'll binge watch once in a while. Like those are important things because if I'm always pouring, and there's nothing filling me, then I'm operating on empty. And you're like a car that's never going for service, yet you demand it to operate on full throttle. So first, find out the different hats you wear.
Yes.
Determine how you're going to order your time.
Yes, which one is at the very top.
Thank you. If you wear multiple hats, maybe choose a day for each. Yeah?
Okay.
So today, I show up as Kharay, for example. I'm just guessing. I show up as the mother. Tomorrow, I prioritize what are the roles that are needed in my running the company. Wednesday, I sit in a board. Let me think through that, because trying to do everything can be overwhelming.
Yes.
And then find out who are you. When I was saying lowest common denominator, at the end of the day, who are you? Once you know who you are, it makes it easier. I tell people I'm a storyteller.
Beautiful.
So when you feel like people look at me, they're like, how are you doing all these things? For me, it's not work. Because when I'm writing, I'm telling a story. I will tell a story through an event. I will tell a story through what I create. So everything is one expression.
Yes, so perspective.
So when it looks like many things, to me, I'm telling stories.
Yes.
So that's why I'm not getting drained, because it flows naturally.
So it's not about the physical, spreading yourself out. It's more, what are these things and how do you perceive them?
Exactly.
So what's the value? Like, I'm not losing because this matters to me, so I'm gaining. I have the opportunity to express myself in this engagement. I have the opportunity to put my stories out there in this event, as opposed to now I have to go to work.
Thank you. Because then it becomes a chore. And I know not everyone has that luxury, especially in the hustle culture.
Yes.
But what I say is, it can be a hustle culture, but you don't have to have a hustle mindset.
Yes.
You can organize and plan your time and know that first it starts with you. In this hustle culture, you're the most important person,
Yes.
And so if I'm not taking care of me and I'm not sleeping well, and guys, operating on Red Bull to stay awake is not healthy, right?
2 years of my campus life where that was my daily bread, it didn't work well.
It didn't.
My GPA was not great.
Thank you, because it's a major high energy, then you
slump. You're a zombie. You crash and
Thank you.
burn. It's not pretty.
And then what that does to your brain, you don't even want to know. And so, walk. I'm seeing everyone on Step Up, walk. Go
it's
out
trendy,
and
guys. It's fashionable to walk now.
Go out and get sunshine. Stop and say, I'm having gaps of like 30 minutes in my day. So just incorporate that so that then you're not burning out and operating from a place of fatigue, a place of, because then now your body starts reacting, you start getting sick, you're depressed, and all these things can be avoided.
So I love everything you said, and particularly you said not everybody would be able to, in the hustle culture would be able to do all these things. So I want to just zone in on that just a little bit. So the typical Kenyan woman, I know typical is just, it's so vague, but most Kenyan women are hustlers, and they're not hustlers who actually get the privilege of planning their time. They're hustlers who have dependents on them, and they're doing a 9 to 5 that's not a 9 to 5. A lot of them are in the informal economy, and it means if I'm not sitting here, mimi kama mama mboga, if I'm not sitting here the whole day from morning until whatever time customers stop passing, somebody will not eat. So what does somebody who really, so whether you're in an office, whether you're in the informal, whether we're in Imsani, now let's say that, they're not able to have those pockets of time where you can reorganize, because of the economy and the way our society is set up economically. What are small things that, maybe spread across would make a big difference that these individuals can do that doesn't look like taking a nice walk, listening to a podcast? A lot of people, that's privilege,
That's true.
Because data, and does this person have a smartphone? Does this person even understand what this is? Is this something that they're exposed to? I could expose my mama mboga to a podcast, but that's one person out of all the mama mbogas in Kenya. So what do you think mental health, wellness in that hustle culture looks like? What are things that you think this women and men as well can do to just
breathe? Oh, that's such a beautiful question. For me, the way I look at it is, when we, like, at our core, we are humans. Before we even start and say, I'm in this area, I'm privileged, I'm in the informal sector, gig economy. So when we bring it down to that, what do I need at my core as a human being first, outside of all the roles I wear? And so, one, I need to nourish my body well.
Okay.
And nourishing my body well, I'm not saying here now you have to go extreme, with all these fad diets and you have to do no.
Yeah.
Even just eating a simple balanced meal can go a long way.
An avocado.
First of all, I'm sorry, but I even have t-shirts. I'm that one Kenyan I absolutely hate.
No, we found them. We found them. You people are in accounts.
I don't know if I hide my face.
We found them. We found the cult member. You're hitting avocados. Come on. Why?
Let me tell you.
Who hurt you?
Oh, let me tell you. Don't need. Now, you know what trauma-inducing moments is this moment, say, talking about avocados.
What did they do? We need to hear it.
No.
No? Not a safe space? The avocado. Okay. So we're just gonna judge you, Kidogo, and move right along. Okay.
We listen, but we don't.
We don't judge, but sometimes. Okay, so now we're eating a banana.
We're eating a banana. Thank you.
Yes.
We're eating whatever it is. We are staying hydrated. Second, our inherent reality and who we are. We don't exist in isolation.
Okay.
Find a community, and when I say community, don't think of many people.
Yes.
Even if it's one person.
Yes.
Every day I'm able to process what I'm going through.
Yeah.
Those few minutes, whether I get home, I'm washing clothes, preparing food for my kids. I'm talking to you and I'm there like, oh, just that talking already is good because then I'm processing, I'm letting out what I went through. I'm sharing this burden, which means I'm not internalizing it and it's going to affect me. One of the things I keep saying is we don't realize the everydayness of mental health.
Yes.
So it's showing up every day. So if I can mitigate it every day, then I'm at a higher place.
Beautiful.
Next, I'm able to, simple things. Am I taking on more than I can handle? Am I sleeping well? And I know also that may be seen as a privilege, but if I'm not able to sleep many hours, can I begin and say, maybe I'll do an extra 30 minutes?
Yes.
Something as
mandatory.
simple as, when I get home or when I have a moment in my day, just sitting silently, even for 10 minutes, and just breathe in and just take stock. Those are just simple things that don't cost money. That I can implement in my day. So I hope that has helped.
It does. Eating well.
Yeah.
Having community interactions. Being able to have somebody you can just share with.
Yes.
And prioritizing your sleep.
Yes.
And then just taking a quiet moment.
A quiet moment.
Yes.
And if you're so inclined, pray. Like don't, I think for me the whole premise is when we internalize and carry so much within us, it then begins showing and it affects our output.
It's a cancer that eats you from the inside.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that so much. And guys, praying 10 over 10 would recommend.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm big on prayer.
Me too.
Yes, beautiful. So creativity. Putting what is inside of you out there in a way that probably people would want to look at, want to listen to. What does that do for mental health? And in your experience, creativity looks like everything, but what are the forms of creativity in Kenya that, like, okay, guys, do this. We see each other. We know what people like to do. We know what kind of art people are creating. We know how people express themselves. So what are the different ways that people could engage in their creativity that would be really good for their mental health?
Remember when we were in primary school, kindergarten, or grade school? Like, it depends what system you studied.
Yes.
And there'd be days when we'd get coloring pages.
That wasn't every day. It was
almost every day, right?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So something as simple as sitting down to color and doodle.
So I don't need to be Picasso.
No.
I don't need to draw the Mona Lisa.
Because what happens is you lose yourself in there's something about you seeing colors coming together. If you went at it when you were anxious and just carrying the day and heavy, there's something about coloring that just helps you decompress.
Yes,
helps you.
therapy.
It's very cathartic, right?
Yes.
And I remember there was a season I'd lost a very dear friend of mine, and I was in shock.
Yes, I'm
sorry.
sorry.
No, thank you. And I hadn't cried or even processed for like 4 days.
Yes, it happens.
I took a coloring book and just started coloring, and that's when everything
came out.
Yes, so I started by crying, but then went on to now laughter as I remembered moments.
Yes.
And so that in itself just helped me process everything. No one was talking to me. All I did was have music in the background and just sit and color. So color is one way.
Okay.
We're blessed in that we are in a nation that is just beautiful in so many spaces.
Yes.
Like almost everywhere you go, there's art. Look at this studio. Like there's a lot.
Yes.
So simply immersing yourself in that, just allowing yourself to truly see the beauty.
Yes.
Because it's so easy for me to always be in a space and all I'm seeing
Imezoea.
yeah,
Mlango, floor.
Ile ni stress. Wacha niende nione kama pesa yangu iko tayari. Like, so you're not seeing, yeah? So open your eyes and begin to see the beauty around you, yeah?
Yes.
Secondly, look for nice places that you can walk.
Okay.
Whether it's a Karuras, whether it's Arboretum.
Yes.
Like there's something about being in nature that just grounds you.
Yes.
So those are some of the ways. Then I love music. The music is powerful. And I'm not saying now you go to those, angry, yeah? But there's something about music that just helps you get lost.
Yes.
And just find yourself.
You float there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then come back again.
Beautiful.
So those are some of the things. I don't know if I've answered your question.
You have fully. Now, for the adults that say, because this is something I play, I never want to be considered a grown-up. It's okay for professional settings, guys. It's fine. Drink the Kool-Aid. I am professional. I am mature. I'm a grown-up. But anywhere else.
Yes, madam.
I don't want anybody to consider me. I will play. I will jump. I want those bouncing castles for adults.
I love it.
Me. And then there's adults who have never given expression, have never been allowed, have never been exposed to play or joy. And so you tell them all those things, especially, for example, the coloring one. And they're like, hizo ni vitu za watoto. You tell them dance. They see these things as childish and fickle. They are very serious. Very seriously also carrying trauma.
That's true.
Very seriously
sadly.
struggling. But now they tell you, why am I coloring as an adult? Hizo ni vitu za watoto. Zinanisaidia aje? Juu sina rent ya 3 months. Sasa now if I color inanisaidia aje? What do you say to such people? Because it's difficult. I see it from their perspective as well. It's sad, but I'm like, enyewe, mi kama sina rent ya miezi 3, you're telling me to color or to listen to music. Sa itanisaidia aje? What do you say to somebody like that about the value of these things?
I think for me first is to separate the two things.
Okay.
Because those two are not, they look connected, but they're also mutually exclusive in the sense that by me telling you to color, I'm not advocating for toxic positivity.
Right.
Where you bury your head in the sand.
You pretend.
Yeah, and I'm all those happy people sit in the sun and everything
kumbaya.
will be okay. Yeah, no.
Hugging trees. Yes.
The reality is that we're all out here just trying to just juggle so many things. And when you feel like you've made it, something new comes at you. So it's almost like, am I never winning?
There's
like,
no
please,
end.
Someone give me a cheat sheet because I'm exhausted.
It's a carousel.
Yeah, exactly. And so what it is saying, if I am the most important person and I need my mind to get me work and to enable me to perform, whether I'm in the informal sector, whether I'm employed, then that needs to be my top priority.
Okay.
So that what I'm saying is, let me take time to find out what is happening here, right? How am I processing this, yeah? What am I not doing right? Is it within my control?
Yes.
Even when it's not within my control,
how
do what frame of mind am I in? Because what is happening is a lot of people are faking it. And so when I meet you and you ask me how you, I'm there like, niko sawa, nikungangana tu. I'm like, what does that even mean? We need to get to a place where we are honest and say, I'm not okay. And those are hard conversations.
Do we have safe spaces?
Sadly, no.
If I tell you siko sawa, in I think from what I've observed in the different spaces of society, I'm humiliating myself. That's a lot of people's perception. Because now you have dirt on me. Now you're like, uyo atananga pesa. Because now that's the narrative. That's how that conversation might flow. So I think those two things go together. How do we navigate, just from what you've said now, identifying a safe space so that because of our lack of processing and the projection that we do, just seeing somebody so comfortable to share the truth of their situation makes you uncomfortable. So now you want to speak negative about them. So now to avoid the backlash that comes from that, like, yes, you're trying to be honest, but the way we say we're empowering women, but the girls that we're raising, are they going to find empowered men? So in the same way, now we are opening up, we are unpacking, we're having healthy conversations, but to who? I've done the inner work. Now I know that it's okay for me not to be okay. It's okay for me to share, to process. But maybe you haven't. And that's what the rest of society looks like. How can I identify a safe space? I can talk to Kharay. Is there a way for me to be able to identify this is a safe space? Because pia ukienda ukiambia, a bunch of people, you find yourself on Nairobi gossip. Huyu ana struggle, watoto wake wamefukuzwa shule, and yet you are just saying the truth. Like, I'm not okay.
And just sharing.
Yeah.
I think the first thing, before you even create the safe spaces are made up of safe people. So my first point or my first action is not to go and say, this is a safe space. Yes. I can see here, I can share with people.
Yes.
It begins with, do I have a safe person? Do I know a safe person? I talk about it in the book, and I write how you can identify who are safe people.
Wow.
Right? So that I know. To your point, how do I know if I'm sharing with you, you're not the one who's going to amplify my issues to the world?
Yes.
Because you didn't do, it sounds harsh, due diligence, right? So what does a safe person look like? So find that out. Then once you have this safe person, it then starts with us too.
Yes.
What will then happen is, as we are working through what we are going through, we are then becoming better and we are healing.
Yes.
I'll then become someone's other safe, and that's how you slowly begin creating the space and the community. So I look at creating safe spaces more like creating safe communities.
Okay.
And these communities are a group of like-minded people coming together.
Yes.
And at times it could be the most unlikely people, but start by looking for the person. Because if you're looking for the space, you might get hurt, and it will take you back to a place you're there like, last scene, I'm never sharing.
Never. Yeah. And also the safe space might not be your safe space.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And then also don't impose on me. Also remember what would have been a safe space for me 5 years ago may not be my safe space now.
Yeah.
Remember different life stages, different transitions, different levels. If now I've become, let's say, famous, my safe space cannot look the same as it was before.
True.
I'm now more
navigating
and I'm in the
things.
Public space, so I need to be very careful who I share with.
Yes.
Back then it was easier, but not to. I think for me, what people need to remember is, even when you're looking for your safe person, you don't come day one. It sounds bad, but I'm going to say it. It's not day one and it's verbal diarrhea. Hello, this good. No.
Trauma bonding.
Thank you. You pace yourself. Yeah. I give you something. Let me see how you react to that.
Right.
Then tomorrow I give you a bit more. So do it incrementally, and so that mutual trust is built. Yeah. Because a safe person needs to be someone you can be vulnerable with and not feel like you're being, it's not safe, or that what I'm telling you, you're going to use against me. Yeah.
Beautiful. And I like how you specified you're not going to use this against me. Now, I had said something earlier before we started having this conversation about you thinking that a safe space is where you feel okay and happy versus is this healthy? A lot of us feel happy in unhealthy spaces because nobody is confronting anything. How can you tell the difference? I like you because you will never call me out on my toxicity. You will never tell me the truth. So I feel safe because you're comfortable.
But maybe I'm an enabler.
So how do you tell the difference? Because I think we're there as Kenyans. A lot of the safe spaces are just people who don't tell you what you need to hear. And personally, I struggle with that.
I think first of all is so there are two ways to look at this. When it comes to coping mechanisms and people dealing with things, there is adaptive and maladaptive.
Okay.
And those are just big words for saying adaptive is the right way,
yes.
Maladaptive is a negative way.
Okay.
Unfortunately, most of us are familiar with adaptive ways because that's what comes naturally.
Yes.
That's what society has shown us.
Yeah.
So I'm angry, go and drink, go club.
Yeah.
Whatever your indulgence is,
yes.
Or go talk about her to other people so that now
wacha niseme
atanijua
mimi.
Yeah. So I'm there like even that thing for wacha niseme initoke. Like, yeah, do it in a healthy way. But then now when it goes to the extreme of, I'm just saying it, deal, what is the effect of my words on you? Yeah. So I think it first begins with, I always say this, hurting people hurt others.
Yes. Hurt people hurt people.
If I've not dealt with me, that's why I keep bringing it back to me.
Yes.
I need to begin with me. When I begin addressing and confronting my issues, then I will have the right to be able to do the same to you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so for me, what it is the question is, why am I not confronting you? So there are two things. One, maybe I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
Because everyone around me, to your point, eggshells, lying to me, making me feel like, ooh, why we got too sour.
Yes.
But yes, I'm actually toxic. I'm actually the one causing other people stress. Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a place where people need to first be exposed to what these things are.
Yes.
So that then I'll be able to say, this is what you're dealing with. This is the name for that. Yeah. So there's a lot of information that needs to be shared.
Okay.
We need to have the right language.
Okay.
And then we need to be brave enough to first call ourselves out before we call out other people.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to just it's a hinge. We're just hanging it there. I think that's a lot for me to process, in the sense that these are tools. I feel like everything you're saying is so good. It's like, okay, let's put that somewhere in a quote. Let's go and reflect on this. Let's go and see how to apply. So I think what I want to say as we just bring this conversation to a close, sadly, we should have another one and another one. We should, guys. Tell her to come back. Yes, is... Now, what do you want to say to Kenyans about their mental health? Just a closing note. What do you want to say? Hey guys, this is how to take care of yourself.
I'll just say one thing. Breathe. You are going to be okay. And that's two parts. The first part, breathe, means just pause, take time to process, think through what you're going through. And then the second part, it may not be okay now, but it will be okay.
Wow.
So let that keep you going, and let that give you hope to just wake up and face yet another day.
Hope is very powerful.
That would be the best thing I would say.
Okay.
Yes.
Profound. Where can we get this?
The book is available at Nuria Bookshop.
Nuria Bookshop.
Yes, Nuria Bookshop, and also at Kayana, which is on Chania Avenue.
Okay.
Yes. So, and the beauty is, I didn't come with the Swahili one. It's
there's a translated.
Yes, available in Swahili, which is called Pumua Utakuwa Sawa.
Oh, wow.
Because mental health doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't.
Who are we to discriminate?
I love that. And how much are we going to be spending for this?
This book is a cost of only one therapy session, 3-5.
Yes.
But yet the value you get is more than 12 or 15 sessions.
That's worth saving.
It's actually very thick, if you see.
It's like, it's a Bible.
Yes.
It's a mental health Bible.
And it's a workbook. There are worksheets in here.
Yes, I've seen it. It's true.
Yes.
At the check-in we talked about, she has a professional one.
Absolutely.
Yes. And where can we find you on social media?
On social media, you can find me on IG, on Facebook, on X, on LinkedIn, on TikTok as Miss Kharay. Just look out for me. Yes.
Okay, can you spell that out for us?
Yes, MS_KH for house, ARAY.
Beautiful. So my Sheversationalist, please holla at your girl, Miss Kharay. Let her know how this conversation was. And also, please patronize, buy this book, because wow, this is a life changer, I can tell you for sure. And we all need it, guys, because being okay is our top priority. 2025. So thank you so much for coming and having this conversation with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and please, you have to come back. So
absolutely,
we must schedule it.
Yes, please.
Yeah, yes. So thank you so much. I've had quite an insightful conversation, and I'm sure these guys have actually gained a lot. So want to send you off nicely. Yes, so have a happy Friday and enjoy. What's one fun thing you're going to do with your weekend?
Ooh, so I know geek a lot. I'm a voracious reader.
She's going to read, guys.
I'm looking forward to just sit, music in the background, and just indulge in a book.
I like that.
That's what I want to do.
So speaking of music, this is where we're ending it. We have Sishikiki by Stony Jiwe, and from me and Miss Kharay, I'm Caroline Murote. I'm gonna see you guys very, very soon. So you have a beautiful afternoon. Bye.
Thank you.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.
Hey, big up 23. Ile mtaa mi utaka. Na hii nyingine jo. Na hii nyingine jo. Hey, washaweka bounty, ju flow killer. Beat imeoga, kiopina. Nina mazai kwako tu za topina. Na vile niko ndani mzeya I'm so ina. Si take shots na bareda. Critics hawawezi kunispot under radar. Na bring the house down. I'm a tremor. Na leta fire, I'm a flamer. Na rusha moto mo. Na shikata wazai na mamokoro. So na Jesus na songa I still. Roga shetani na mbaki sogo. Mosodo. Don't whine, I wabambiki juu Mungu anameja na maina. Na feel ni kinda I mean refine and fine. Mokori neje so imebaki na saika. Sishikiki jo. Sishikiki jo. I mean refine and fine. Boss you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Sishikiki jo. Na city shiki jo. I mean refine and fine. Boss you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Iko nini sina tabu. Siko steam, manyaru. Msiki mekoma, iko fit kuitwa babu. Fishers of men kwa hizi streets mi ndio nyavu. Alright, hit ndio sababu. I got the juice in madafu. Magic kwa mi majabu. Amefura utadhani taksin, mashavu. Nina mwamba si ababu. Shaito simfil, kalamu. Washed by his blood, damu. Kauna ni feel, usishushe yo hamu. Na don't whine, na wabambiki vile Mungu anameja na maina. Na feel ni kinda I mean refine and fine. Mokori neje so imebaki na saika. Sishikiki jo. Sishikiki jo. I mean refine and fine. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Sishikiki jo. Na city shiki jo. I mean refine and fine. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Gigging with the bass, street legit, I'm bringing the hits. Steady wind, the one on the field. Wickedy, honey, my face, see that sponsor and lip in my bill. In Christ, you know the drill. Blah, woo. So I'm back in the dojo, and the Lord. Kwa hearing, ukipenda nite Frodo. Shetani anabashwa, anateta zima moto. Kuna life after death, sielewi hii yolo. Okay, hichoki art giveaway. Madam tuko chocho, put your back into it. So lazima post nude, ama utwak kujue. Na kile una post, put your fact into it. Woo. Hichoki art giveaway. Madam dugu joja, put your back into it. Sio lazima we track kujue. Na kile una post, work a fact into it. Sishikiki jo. Sishikiki jo. I mean refine and fine up. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Sishikiki jo. Na city shiki jo. I mean refine and fine up. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Sishikiki jo. Sishikiki jo. I mean refine and fine up. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. Sishikiki jo. Na city shiki jo. I mean refine and fine up. Cause you get that, me na cry sweet tighter. 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 Me na cry sweet tighter.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night.
Power Radio.